Just leader.
So Arthur is nominating himself to be the religious leader. Mpola.
I also want to be the religious.
Arthur and Claudia come to the center. Tetugenda kwetaaga balala. Tukole bwe tuti. Guys, let's squeeze in. Fena njagala tube. Kola line. Twagala kulonda bulungi. Muju. Making sure tukulaba tewekweka mu muntu. Nunga aliwa katoko kanji. Gattako wali. All right, we have Arthur and Claudia. Arthur and Claudia. So before we vote for them, buli omu agenda tuwaayo sample prayer.
Let's humble ourselves for prayer. Lord, mighty Father, I want to thank you for that day. I want to thank you that we are all safe in this place and we reached safely. I want to thank you for the tests that you have given us. And Lord, I'm not praying for a lot, but pray win. Amen.
Let's humble ourselves and
I can't pray win.
Let's humble ourselves and pray. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this day, Father. I want to thank you that we reached here safely, Lord. Father, I want to pray that Father, I want to pray that may you send your Holy Spirit to protect us through this session, and may we understand everything that we are going to learn. In your name we pray and believe.
Amen. So we are voting. Who is voting for Arthur? Musoke muve musaako. Tewali buzibu. Babeerewo. Just da musaako. Who is voting for Arthur by show of hands? Totekawo nnyo fojjale gwe. Mukono gumu. Balabye. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So our religious leader for the week will be Arthur, and the assistant will be Claudia, right? Yeah.
Okay, you guys, thank you very much. The body of Jesus. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, not that I can't pray, but I'm unable to pray under pressure, but you know praying is spiritual and you must be calm and cool, but I wasn't. But thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for voting for me, and I will do my best. I won't let you down.
I am nominating myself for timekeeper.
Time keeper omulala yaliwa. There are people who usually come early. Kwoli naye njagalayo omulala tuvuganye.
I nominate myself as a timekeeper.
Those are two. Waliyo omulala? Okay. We are voting. Batayimukipa wa mutuwemu ku manifesto. Mutuweyo manifesto dakiika emu.
Okay, I'm Joel Carter. I'll keep time. I'll be here by 6. I promise you. By 6. By 6 I will be here. Eh? Just jam wow. Njakera banaye munonde.
Hello. Hi, I'm Muvunyi Francis. I'm a noble. However, no hard feelings. I kindly request for your votes as the timekeeper. Bana ye T. T must come on time. I spell it out TEA. T enotuka wano mu budde. Facilitators must also keep time as they're facilitating us. So kindly please vote for me, no other.
All right. So we have Joel and Francis. Who is voting for Joel? Manifesto erabide chai. Those voting for Joel, tuwanike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those voting for Francis. All right. All right, so our timekeeper and head of welfare for this week is Francis. The assistant to Francis this week is Joel. Mutwebaze.
To make sure that everything is on time. Thank you very much.
Energizers.
Vanaye tunonye Rina uno.
I nominate Chloe.
No.
So our head of energizers this week will be Lina.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, thank you for trusting me in this position. Temufayo to get this session, Jabba Wakapela.
All right. Okay, let's have our seats. The first facilitators are here. But before you sit, make sure you're not seated with your friend. Make sure you're not seated with someone you were seated with on Friday. Teba backbenchers. Backbenchers mwebereremu. You're going to take away. Esaliko amp. Letitia. Ian.
happen. Ooh. For documentary, okay. But I'll have to put it somewhere down and I proceed. So I was saying, today we have 2 topics to go through. They might be broad that we cannot finish them in one day, but I'm going to compress them so that we can finish them in 1 hour. Are we together? On condition that the class is very active. Everyone is supposed to participate. Because these are the usual things we see in our community, not so. So our topics for today, topic number 1 is that one we are seeing there. Pregnancy. Some of us are going to ask what is the relevance of taking us through pregnancy, not so? Is there anyone who has had a baby before, apart from me? Yes. Okay. And then the next topic will be family planning. As peer educators, these 2 topics are very important to us. Currently, we've seen, we saw the outcomes of COVID, not so? We had high number of teenage what? Pregnancies. Last month, there was a baby, I'll call her a baby, of 9 years, who gave birth to over now what? The 9-year one is a baby, not so? Because at home we call them babies. But she became pregnant. Here in Uganda, not outside. It was on news. That is, if you follow NBS, NTV, at least it was everywhere. That's why these topics are important. That's why sex education is important, even in primary schools, but it depends what you're going to teach them. And most of us, I know, we are going to university, we are finishing campus, but we missed these important things. But make sure your children, when we reach there, they don't miss this. So what is pregnancy? What do you understand by pregnancy? When I say pregnancy, the men, the gentlemen in the house, pregnancy, please.
Pregnancy refers to the process when the fertilized ovum develops into the womb and is ready to be delivered.
Adult education, every answer is right. Let me pass it over to the ladies who become pregnant.
I think it's the time when an offspring grows into a woman's uterus. Develops, into a woman's uterus.
Men, how do we become pregnant? Ask your women. How do we become pregnant?
When copulation takes place.
When ovulation.
Copulation.
Copulation. Everyone knows the word copulation? Please, simplify.
Okay, after. Okay. When a man and a woman engage into sexual activity.
Engage into sexual activity. Do we know how we engage into sexual activity? I don't want to act here, because if I'm to act, I need a partner to act with. And one of you should be my partner. You want to be my partner? We act out. Oh my. Pregnancy is a journey, not so? A journey we take for 9 what? Someone who becomes pregnant should be like that. But before we become pregnant, I'm going to take you through the anatomy of a woman. Anatomy of a woman, that only part that becomes what? Pregnant. Some of you have even entered where we began. You've been there. So, this is a baby growing in our womb. I don't want to leave anyone behind. So, help me tell them to see whatever I'm presenting as you interpret. So, this is our baby growing in the womb, over the uterus. Before I go there, this is the woman's uterus. Oh, this is what we are. in simple terms. We have the vagina. Have you seen it, men?
No.
Who has not seen? Ah. Why? Why haven't you seen? Because you don't want. Okay. We continue. From there, now we go to the uterus. Are we together? These are like the outer parts. Now we have the cervix. Ani mwali mulideko nga bagamba mu mwagwa n'abaana. Eh? You know, the cervix. The door that opens the uterus is the cervix. This thing is always closed. Uncle Bobo, Uncle Zevuvi. So let me hope I can draw some biology. I'm a good artist. So this is my uterus. Now this thing here is the cervix. That door there is the cervix. Are we together? It is supposed to be closed 24/7 with a small opening that only allows menstrual period, sperm, and my IUD, which I'll show you, or anything I'm inserting to enter. Are we together? So from the cervix, I have the body, the fundus. This is where the baby is going to grow from. We are together. Then this is like the fundus. These are tubes. We have two. So for each tube, it's supposed to have these things like hands, and there are eggs here in this sac, both sides. I know you know these things because all of us have seen this biology, not so? So here we have 1 million eggs. Are we together? And these are the fingers that will pick the egg. We call it fimbrio end. And this is the tube. We are together. Please understand, when we go to family planning, that's where we're going to be. So, what do we need to become pregnant? Not everyone can become what? Not everyone that copulates become what? All of you, I believe 80%, okay, let me say 80%. Us here have had sex. Okay, no, most of us here are still virgins. Yes. And those strong yeses I know are representing us who have had sex. So, are you seeing you're supposed to, man and woman are supposed to come together? Are we together? The man deposits the sperm here in the vagina. Are we together? These sperms, 1 million sperms, every ejaculation you ejaculate 2 million. Are we together? If you get your condom and ejaculate the first time, just know in that condom, leave alone that fluid. The sperms are invisible. You can only see them microscopically. Eh? They are at least more than 2 million what? Sperms. And they should be normal sperms. So, when I have sex, the sperms are deposited here. They move. Did we go through menstrual something? Did we go through the menstrual cycle? And you know the menstrual cycle very well. We have how many? The normal cycle has how many days? 28. And on day 14, we do what? We ovulate. Are we together? So here, day 14, our egg is supposed to be coming out. However, there is also another normal cycle of 21 days. Did someone tell you that? So there is a cycle of 28 and a cycle of 21. For 21, they menstruate twice. That means they ovulate twice. Are we together? But I'll use the normal one of 8. So, the moment I sleep with a man, my egg is coming out on day 14. Are we together? One, how many days does the egg take? How many? 24 hours. Viability, that is to be alive as long as you ovulate. If I start ovulating now at 7 7 in the morning tomorrow, my egg should be dead. Then I cannot become pregnant. Are we together? However, the sperms take 72 hours. So if I sleep with a man today, and I'm ovulating tomorrow, I can become pregnant. If I sleep with a man 2 days back, and I'm ovulating 2 days ahead, I'm supposed to become what? Pregnant. Because the sperms will stay here and wait for that what? For that egg. Are we together? So, the moment the man ejaculates in me, since all of you are virgins apart from me, I have 2 children. This egg is supposed to be released here. Are we together? These fingers pick the egg. We are together. Then this egg moves as the sperm also propels where? Up. They are supposed to meet here in the tube. They are supposed to meet where? The moment they meet like this, fertilization takes what? Place. Are we together? So, what are the requirements for me to become pregnant? One, I should have a man. I should be able to sleep with someone who is going to give me what? Sperms. Are we together? Someone is supposed to give me sperms. And my vagina should be open. There are people who are born without vaginas, or they are closed. I don't need to go there. That's not what brought us here. But I'm telling you that they do exist. So my uterus should be intact. In biology, we have a uterus that is like that. But there are people who have 2. It's like separated. We call it biconjugate. 2. Bi is what? 2. So it's hard for this person to become what? Pregnant. Those are some of the factors that should. The tubes should be open. You've had people with blocked tubes, especially those ones who get infections, get blocked what? Tube. And they don't treat. The ovaries should be what? Healthy. The whole system should be working. Are we together? Then my periods should be regular. And what controls the regularity of periods is the hormones. I don't want to go into that science of hormones, but you've had people telling you hormonal imbalance. Have you heard about that word? So your hormones should be balancing for us to become what? Pregnant. So if all that criteria is met, I become pregnant. Fertilization does what? Takes place. So pregnancy is the period from fertilization to birth. Are we together? But not everyone whose egg is fertilized becomes pregnant. The moment for me to become pregnant, after fertilization here in the tube, this egg is supposed to move. The fertilized egg, we call it zygote. Now it has formed a zygote. In biology, you heard about zygote. So that zygote is supposed to come and attach itself to this wall, to that wall. We are together. That's why when you sleep with a man, the time the egg takes from here, to move from here, to attach to the wall, is between 5 days to 7 days. So if I sleep with him today, I run to get an HCG strip tomorrow, it will be negative. Even my egg has not started implanting. It implants on day 7. After implantation, it will stimulate your brain that something is happening. Then the brain will come in to take us through the whole process. And somewhere the pregnancy hormone is going to come into play. After like 3 weeks, that's when you can test what? Positive. We are together. It occurs when I have unprotected sex. Don't expect to use condom. And you want a baby. Are we there? There are 2 modes of, there are two ways we can become pregnant. Normally, Unprotected what? Sex. Or for those ones who have failed, we do assisted what? Delivery. Have you heard of assisted delivery? Those ones we grow in the test tube. And then we put them in someone's who? You've heard of surrogates. That is what we do. I don't want to explain further. So I've briefly taken you through this, that we're going to have, I don't want to talk, to explain that. So what are the psychological changes? When someone becomes pregnant, what do you see them go through?
The appetite increases.
Their appetite increases. These are the psychological changes. From there, like, you start realizing that I'm pregnant when you're like 3 weeks. Okay. 3 weeks, you start realizing that I'm pregnant. What do we go through?
Vomiting at
You
times.
start vomiting and nausea. What will your wife go through?
Mood swings.
Mood swing. What will you do for the mood swing? You're going to start fighting. Domestic violence. I'm looking for the men who impregnate us. What will your wife go through?
She'll have this rare appetite.
Rare appetite. Aye. So you buy a lot of food.
They start getting short-tempered.
They become short-tempered, mood swing. He's going we're going to have domestic violence somewhere.
Some start eating soil.
They start eating soil. The women, I'm coming. Let me start with the men. You give the answer, your participant. What will your woman go through?
Some start vomiting.
They vomit. Oh, you women, stop vomiting for the men.
The hands and the feet swollen,
The
They're
hand-
kind of swollen.
We have physiological changes, and those ones are other changes.
Sometimes they get to have high libido.
High libido. They want more sex to become more pregnant. The women, they are going to tell us why they have high libido. Why high libido?
I don't know why high libido, but
Okay. Which changes?
they become lazy and they sleep a lot.
They become lazy and sleep a lot.
They get morning sickness.
They get morning sickness. The last one, I see the answers are too many.
Craving for KFC.
They crave for KFC, not soil. Have you heard? We don't crave for soil. We crave for KFC. Are we together? You men want to deny us whatever. Ian, your laptop is freezing. Your laptop is freezing. Come on. Yes. Please. Someone behind wants to hear us.
I was asking, I want to know what hinders fertilization.
What hinders?
Yeah.
Fertilization.
Mm.
What do you think? The question is posed to all of us. What hinders? What can hinder? What do you think? I'm about to finish pregnant. Suppose you've become pregnant.
One
already.
thing that can hinder is probably maybe the ovulation dates and periods, and maybe family planning as well.
Okay.
At times it's the sperm count
The sperm count.
or premature sperms.
Okay.
Sometimes,
I'm getting the answers. And they are correct answers. That's why I'm not rejecting them.
sometimes having undeformed sperms.
Undeformed sperms, sperm deformity, premature sperms, premature ejaculation. Have you heard about premature ejaculation? You know what it means?
Sometimes the man has weak sperms which
Weak-
can't swim.
Which cannot swim. Deformity, yes. If they are deformed, if they are premature, if they don't swim to that speed to reach that egg. By the time it reaches the egg, as long as the egg is out of the tube, you cannot become pregnant. Fertilization only occurs in the tube and not every part of the tube. only one part of the tube. Are we together? Fertilization only occurs in the narrowest here. Are we together? Are we okay? Though we've seen that implantation can occur anywhere else. The egg can mean to move, instead of moving in the right direction, it moves this side. It can implant itself outside. It can implant itself here. It can implant itself here. It can even implant itself in the tube. For those ones who have blocked tubes, the moment it forms the zygote becomes too big to pass through and it stays there. It implants itself there. Those are abnormalities. We are together. But the normal one should go there. We are in normal pregnancy, not abnormal pregnancy. Yes, please.
I'm sorry to ask, but when you were teaching about pregnancy, you told us that pregnancy, you can have it like when you have unprotected sex. Sex.
We should get that sperm inside us.
But then, there is a situation or a scenario when someone has protected sex, for example, using a condom, but eventually a girl tells you that she's pregnant. What causes that?
We are going to, someone is going to take us through that. Family planning, how to use those things. Are we together? Not me. Yeah, ni gani? Sorry, the slides don't want you. Some people took us through the physiological changes. The moment I realized, how do I realize? Some people even don't realize that they have become pregnant until they start vomiting, until that is the morning sickness. You wake up in the morning, you're very lazy, you're vomiting, you feel feverish. Are we together? You start the picker is craving for KFC. It depends on what you can crave for KFC, you can crave for soil, you can, anything. Are we together? How do I know that I'm pregnant? How do I test for pregnancy? How do I know that I'm pregnant now? Please, pass on the mic to people who have answers.
Missing of the periods.
Missing of the what? That is the first symptom. Are we together? It's a symptom. I will not call it a sign, but it's not, because everyone who misses periods is not what? It could be other causes. How do I know? How do I test for pregnancy? After missing the periods, how do I confirm now that I'm pregnant?
Going for pregnancy test.
You go for a pregnancy what? Test. It tests what? Test positive or negative? Positive. Have you seen the pregnancy test kit? You've seen it. People have not seen where they're asking me. They sell them. Doctor, do you have a pregnancy test kit there? Doctor, do you have one? They are bringing. However, it's a strip, and that strip also looks like an HIV strip. It should be like this. Anan. So, this is the part which you dip in urine. It's always white. When you dip this part in urine, we are supposed to get 2 bars, or 1 bar. Are we together? We call this one the first bar. We call this one the control bar. I don't want to go there. Stella will kill me. She's the M&E person. But we have control. If 1 bar like this at the end comes or forms, that means you're negative. They should be 2 in red and bold. Are we together? Sorry, I even have the red back. They are orange in red. Are we together? If only the last one forms, that is a negative what? Test. If both of them form, that test is what? positive. Are we together? Or is it, you start testing positive 3 weeks after you have unprotected sex and fertilization has done what? Happened. But me having a positive test, that doesn't mean that I'm pregnant with a baby. There are other factors that can give us a pregnancy, a positive what? Those ones are abnormal diseases I don't want to talk about here. So how do I confirm whether the abnormal diseases still your fundus will start growing? Then I'll go to the scan. Are we together? That is the only test that will confirm that what is growing inside me is a fetus. Are we together? So, are we as young babies here? This is for us. When do we start antenatal? This is outside us, but it's a good one. When do we start antenatal?
The moment you realize that you're pregnant.
The moment you realize that you're what? Pregnant.
What's antenatal?
Antenatal care is going to the hospital to start taking those drugs. Abakazi bakuita kunywa ddagala abali embuto. Akitegedde. Simple. Okay. When mothers, now this one is not for the men because they don't escort us. They leave us behind. When should your woman start taking that dagala?
After having sex.
After having what? Sex. I kind of agree with you, but I'm looking for the best answer. All those answers are true. All right. When do you think you should? Let me go to Sheila, who is a mother like me. She should be able to take me through. Even Mercy. Let me forgive her for today. She's not yet there. She's still a virgin. When should we start antenatal?
Immediately you find out you're pregnant, but if you are planning to get pregnant, you can also start preparing your body and womb by taking the folic acid.
Beautiful. Are we there? I'm asking this for us who don't know, because most of us make mistakes, get issues, and nemutugamba abasawo tebakola ki tebatugamba. The moment you come to my facility that you've come to start taking drugs, you're already 3 months pregnant, owogidde bwerere. Are we there? You should, if it was a mistake, the moment you realize that you're pregnant, you're a mistake pregnant, unintended, start immediately realize that I'm what? Pregnant. But if you're planning, you're married, I want to become pregnant in the next 6 months, start folic acid in those months you're pregnant, at least 2 months prior to becoming what? Pregnant. Are we together? Prepare your body to accept that fetus. That's why Mutulabanga, some of the babies come out with big heads, with the holes in the back, because they didn't take what? Folic acid. It's not because of family planning. They missed that nutrient that prevents those abnormalities. So it's only folic acid that is going to prevent abnormalities. And if it's not taken, especially for us malnourished mothers, we saw in one of the psychological physical changes is loss of what? Appetite. Some people told me they get increased appetite. We start with loss of appetite for the first 3 months. The increased appetite comes this side of 9 months when it's even useless. Are we together? But in the 3 months where I need you most, I have loss of appetite. Yes, please. I'm about to finish pregnancy and we go to the next test.
I was told.
Yes, please.
There are 3 stages in pregnancy.
That's where we are coming to. Please take us through. Take me through the 3 stages.
No, what I know exactly, it's in pregnancy there are 3 stages, and those stages are normally called the trimester.
Good. That's where we are coming.
The first stage takes like from 0 to 13 weeks. The second one takes from 14 to 26. The third one takes from 27 to, I think, to 40.
That means you've become pregnant before. So we have 3 what? Trimesters or stages. Atuvuga speed, but we shall follow him.
Hello, good morning. For me, my question is, there is this situation where the woman tells you, nti omwana olubuto terukwagala. Does that mean you're not the father of the baby over? Yes, did you get my question? All right. All right, nice ears.
Our psychological presumptive changes, there's the absence of menstruation, we call it amenorrhea or periods. We have nausea and vomiting, which is the morning sickness. There is breast tenderness or engorgement. Your breasts start to pain a little and swell. Some of them become even more painful. So we have implantation bleeding. As the zygote implants, some people continue to bleed and they mistake it for menstrual what? Bleeding. This one is light, not very what? Heavy. We have increased frequency in micturition is the number of times you pass urine increase. Then you have fatigue, you always want to sleep, you can be constipated. Most pregnant women get what? Constipation. That's why we tell them to eat a lot of fruits, eat a lot of vegetables, and drink a lot of what? Water. And then loss of what? Appetite. But still, when you become pregnant, we want you to drink a lot of water such that you urinate more frequently. Why? Why do you think? Why do you think we tell those women to drink a lot and urinate more? You don't know. Because in front of the uterus is the bladder. Behind the uterus is the rectum. Are we together? So when the baby is growing here, it's pressing on where? On the bladder. So when you go to pee, urine does not come out all. And that one that remains here calls for growth of what? Infections. That's why we want you to drink more such that every urine that remains here is what? Passed out. Then as the baby presses this side, you cannot poo-poo everything. That's why you get constipation. So eat a lot of fiber to pass out everything easily. Are we together? Those ones are none of our business, but it's part of us. So we have anatomical changes. The other ones were psychologically. What are we going to see? You see, when someone becomes pregnant, their faces change. We call it butterfly. Are we together? They get butterfly patches. Like she's brown here, she's dark here, that dark pigmentation. It's because of the hormonal changes. So it's normal in pregnancy. Then the nipples become very dark. Even if someone is lying to you that I've never delivered, for someone who has delivered, or someone who has become pregnant, even if you've not breastfed, we call it secondary. I don't want to go there, but our breasts, this is the nipple. They have something we call areola. You've heard about it. The primary one is not dark. Then the secondary one comes and forms, and it becomes very what? Dark. The moment you see that thing coming and it's darkening, even if you're not aware that I'm pregnant, you just know, this is a sign of pregnancy. Or this woman has ever become what? Because that one doesn't go away. The moment it comes, it will stay even the next pregnancy, even after giving what? Birth. Then you have the linea nigra. For us who have given birth, I don't want to show you here. From here, downward, there is a dark line that does what? Forms. That is what we call what? So if your girlfriend is telling you that I've never become pregnant, just look at the belly. Even if it's a good one, no scars, no nothing, it will have that dark thing. It doesn't go away immediately after pregnancy. No, that one is bold, it becomes dark. Yes, please. Yes, but it depends on what age, on the period. If it's 20 weeks and above, that linea nigra will be there. The secondary, you're dying to look for us. As long as you love me, when I have 5 children, go with me.
Me, I was asking, some of us have those lines.
The lines are there, but they are not dark. No, they darken more when I become pregnant. That line is there when I'm not pregnant. But it's very faint are we together? For me, as a Musao, I'll look at it and know that this woman is what? Pregnant.
I have a question.
Please, for the class, not for me.
Okay. About that dark line, does it only come like when you've been operated or all the women?
Only when I'm pregnant, not operated. The operation line is a scar. Are we together? There is a difference between a scar and that dark what? I wish I could show you, but I cannot show you. So, like we went through the confirmation test. So we've done the HCG test and it's positive, okay?
My question is that why sometimes when the lady is pregnant, why the baby grow outside the womb?
Thank you. Why does the baby grow outside the womb? I didn't want to go through that, but I talked about it. It depends on where implantation has taken what? Place. And that is already an abnormal what? Pregnancy. And we are looking at a normal what? Pregnancy. Have you seen mothers? There are 2 types of pregnancies which can grow up to term. The one which is in the uterus, and I've also seen abdominal pregnancies. It comes out through the femoral end, the fertilized zygote. Then it implants itself in the abdomen. That one can grow. That's why we always request for scans. Because you will come to deliver, and then you've heard of ectopic pregnancies. Ectopics, these ones are the ones that grow in the tube. And they don't grow to maturity. Because as it expands, the tube will burst or rupture, and then the zygote will also rupture and die. That is an emergence. It's a deadly one. It kills. We are together. They can also implant somewhere here. Those ones don't grow. Let me hope I've answered her. Comfortable?
I have another question. So, my question is, that is there any medicine that they can give to that lady to improve more?
To bring back the
to improve the baby to be in the
normal position. That is a no. Are we together? I don't want to explain that, but it's a no because it has taken itself there and it has implanted. So the only thing is to realize early, that is for someone who has done a scan early. If you realize early that that tube is growing, that the baby is growing in that tube, you definitely go to hospital before it ruptures to become an emergence and they remove it. We are together. That is surgically. No, they operate you and remove. We don't want to go into those ones. So, what factors do affect pregnancy? What shouldn't we do when we are pregnant?
Excuse me, madam. You skipped the last point.
The last point, I skipped because of reasons.
Okay.
Fetal movements felt by me. Because that is, we start feeling fetal movements at 20 weeks. Like 20 weeks, that is 5 months. We are together. So 5 months, your baby starts doing what? Moving. So when you start feeling the movements, you just know that what is inside you is a baby. The questions are too many. You don't want us to finish. But you should understand. I knew my topic was going to be interesting.
So there is a situation when pregnancy takes place in the fallopian tube. Yeah. Yeah. So if it takes place in the fallopian tube, how can one realize? Because we have seen that one realizes when it is in the uterus.
The only thing, okay, this is still an advice to us. The moment I realize that I'm pregnant or I've missed my period, I'm supposed to do a scan to confirm. Are we together? This scan guy is going to help you tell that your pregnancy is in the normal position, your pregnancy is in the tube, this is not a pregnancy. Because I told you there are very many other ailments that can give us a positive HCG, and mostly those are cancers. They imitate and give us positive HCGs, and they grow. As it grows, you might think that it's a what? A baby. When you just test urine, it's positive. Beba bakazi bawulira abagamba omwana wange mbadde naye ebbanga n'ebbanga naye takola ki? And the end bagenda okebera nga it's a what? A cancer. There are some cancers, we call them choriocarcinomas, but I don't want to go there. Are we together? Ebyo tubirekera abo bananyini byo. So what shouldn't we do when we are pregnant? We shouldn't smoke. Because when you smoke, you're affecting my baby, you're affecting the mother. We get growth retardation. Babies don't grow when I smoke. The fetus inside you won't grow. You'll get an abortion. Those are some of the factors. We don't do alcohol. Are we together? Risk factors to pregnancies: hypertension over pressure, diabetes, heart disease. Women who become pregnant, I hear vomiting, nausea, and don't do exercise. You're doing an injustice to that what? Fetus. So don't laugh at Carol Casita when she goes to stage and starts shaking. She's doing justice to that baby. Drugs, some drugs. When you become pregnant, don't self-medicate. You know what self-medication means? Are we together? Because you don't know at what stage you're supposed to take that kind of. Some pregnant woman let me take. But what stage was she in? Especially from 0 to 3 months. Because that's when all the organs are forming. We call it organogenesis in medicine. And all the organs are what? Forming. Are we together? That's why from 0 to 3 months we don't just give pregnant women any drug. I'm coming. Then malnutrition. The moment the mother is malnourished, just know the baby she's carrying is also going to be malnourished. Questions? Let me start with her.
For me, I was just talking about something because my friend told me that if you take Waraj, you deliver a beautiful baby.
I know, that one is everywhere I go. That is a lie. It's not true. Though those ones who are taking, they take something very small that might not affect. The mic is behind you.
Dr. Kara,
Please.
is it possible for some of these diseases to be induced by the pregnancy? For example, the hypertension and the mental health?
Yes, I didn't want to go there. Reason being, they affect and pregnancy can induce. For example, if someone has a mild heart disease and she has never recognized or realized that she has it, the moment you become pregnant, because now you have 2 people, your body is supposed to do twice the work it has been doing. Some of these things are awakened. Are we together? Especially the hypertension and heart disease. So we have what we call gestational hypertension. When I become pregnant, I can get that it can come, but I expect it to go away after becoming pregnant. But for some people, it persists. We have what we call gestational diabetes. It is brought by the pregnancy. But for the heart disease, it was underlying, it was there in silent. The moment I become pregnant, it wakes up and it will worsen after pregnancy.
Does it also apply to the mental health? Because I've seen
mental health, we have what we call maternal. The other time what Dr. Benson was talking about, mother depression, we call them maternal blues. That's why we call for men to support women when they are pregnant. Pregnancy alone is psychologically so challenging. Am I lying? You told us we have mood swings. If you don't support me and my mood swing prolong until delivery, they are going to prolong until after birth, and I'm going to pass on my mood swing to the baby and to the whole family. I become depressed to an element of either killing my baby or killing myself. It's a bad one. Banange. Your hand is already up. I have a question here. Let me first give chance.
Thank you very much. I wanted to ask that when you say that there is no smoking for a pregnant person, do you mean that all kinds of smoking, like for example marijuana and other kinds?
Marijuana is another drug. Drug abuse. Are we together? We don't, actually, do you know the worst thing is even passive smoking? I even don't need my husband to smoke. I don't need the passive smokers. Because the moment I come next to a passive smoker, I inhale everything. So I become worse.
I have a question about at what stage does a lady stop having sex with a man?
They should, until when they are delivering, when the head is coming out. When the head is coming out, as long as you only stop when the head is coming out. If you can have sex with her on that delivery bed, please do. Please support us.
Thank you. My question is,
Please, be loud. You see now they are enjoying sex.
my question is, before you go to the stage of pregnancy and like the lady being pregnant and all that, so like what I'm asking is, if like you want to have sex with your partner, you don't want her to get pregnant, and at the same time you also don't want to use pills like for her. So like what's like so like what's that right stage?
You're driving at speed. Someone is going to take us through family planning. The last two questions. Okay, let me answer you. This is our cycle. Together, that is natural family planning. But you shouldn't have taken me there. So, day one, I'm having my periods. Periods, we expect them to end by day 7. Are we together? You can have sex here, if you feel that it's okay for you, have sex there. Then the moment you start day 8, that period is not safe. Up to day 15. Together. Then from day 15 to day 28, have sex as long as you, in the morning, in the bathroom, outside the veranda. And the kitchen I hear. Please.
But about that one, from day 1 to when she's in periods, they told us a woman can get pregnant when she's in periods.
Only that one who has a 21 DESA. We are talking about normal everything. I'm not abnormal here. Everything should be. Everything is normal. But for someone who has a shorter cycle, are we together? Those ones who ovulate twice, menstruate twice in 1 month, within the first 7 days, she doesn't know when her egg is coming. And chances are high that her period is even shorter. Day 3, she's stopping. Day 7, she's becoming pregnant. Are we together? That one is someone else, not the normal one with the 28 DESA. Don't exhaust all the questions. Your friends have. The last question, and we'll go to something else.
So thank you. How hopeful is that sex during pregnancy?
The teacher is here. The teacher of sex. Pardon? How hopeful is that sex during pregnancy? You see? Please, God.
During pregnancy, the muscles of the mother, like the pelvis, has to be exercised.
Exercise. That's why we are doing exercise.
So, yes, men should have sex with their women, even up to labor, though in the last trimester, mind about the positions as well.
Come and show us, I hear. Ama, they should leave you alone.
No.
I forgive her for that one.
That one you find me personally after the thing. Eh? So the last trimester made, be mind about your positions, because I know the mother, she was almost 9 months, but the man, actually she came when she was a bit unconscious. It's like they used a lot
of energy.
Yes, have it, but also mind about the positions and the energy as well. So have the sex verb, yeah? That one is used.
Okay. Bananga, that was the last question. But you people are pinching. You want sex like nothing. This is not a sex class. Sorry? I've so far used an hour. Please, I've finished that one. Timekeeper, you're a good one. Thank you. So, what's the time, timekeeper? Is it break time? Not yet. So, briefly, the signs which show that you're in danger when I'm pregnant. If I get vaginal bleeding when I'm pregnant, please visit a health worker. If you get persistent vomiting when you're pregnant, leave alone this vomiting in the morning, then in the evening. But every time you're throwing anything you eat, you vomit. Please visit a health worker. You have a fever, go to the hospital. If you see white, clear fluid in plenty coming out, please visit the health worker. I'm not explaining. You get abdominal pain, chest pain, please come to the hospital. Pregnancy-induced pressure, that is hypertension, please come. If you feel your fetus is no longer moving, you don't feel the fetal movement, come, we need you. So, effects of when we get unplanned pregnancies, what happens? I'll start from down where we get antenatal or maternal depression, where you will get poor uptake of health services. You will not come because you feel everyone doesn't love you. You'll get poor appetite, you become malnourished. People abuse drugs when they are pregnant because they are psychologically down. Are we together? So men, please support us through this period. Those things I'll not go through them, they are more medical. So we have that thing, teenage pregnancy, which we are fighting against currently. We are advocating for that too. We know the effects of teenage pregnancy. When I become pregnant, that time Benson was talking about fistula. The teenage mothers are majorly are going to be abandoned. The boyfriends are going to run away, not so. And we are going to end up seeing most of them having the maternal blues, the psychological depression, because socially, economically, and physically they are not ready. They cannot support themselves. The families neglect them. I've seen very many young mothers on the line. When they are pregnant, the mothers escort them, but deny them. Are we together? And also them, when they deliver, they will tell you, this is my auntie's what? Baby. So just know what she has been going through. So they are the mothers, the young mothers are predisposed to what we call fistula. We know fistula. That opening that develops. Bob, Uncle Bob, I cannot write. Or I cannot draw. So, we said we have our uterus. Anatomically, this is how the uterus is. And we said in front of the uterus is the bladder. And behind the uterus is the rectum. If the baby is growing and the baby is too big for this, the pelvis of that young teen mother is still what? Contracted. So it's hard for the head to pass. Are we together? So when they are forced to deliver normally instead of operation, this head here is going to press here. Are we together? And remember we said in front here is the bladder. So when it presses this part as it's coming out, this part dies off. Or it can press behind. That's why you see they get a connection between the vagina and the bladder, and then they start leaking urine. Urine now, instead of you peeing, urine will just pass through the vagina. Or you get poo-poo pass through the vagina if the rectum is the one affected. So that's why we call upon us, we are going to become vessels in the community as peer educators. This is what we are trying to reduce or fight against it. Are we together? Prevention of pregnancy, that's where we are now. So, a new topic comes in. We are trying to prevent. Because how am I going to prevent pregnancy? There is only one way. I either abstain, and we fail to abstain. Not so. We fail to abstain. So we are still enjoying. As we enjoy, you know that there is HIV and AIDS. It's going to come into just briefly, we shall just hint on it. And how do we prevent? Family planning. I don't think I need the slides in family planning. What is family planning? As they prepare breakfast. What's the time, sir? 10. Okay. Family planning should also take us 1 hour, as long as you don't have too many questions. Any questions before we start family planning? I don't want the definition. I want questions from the previous one before. Pregnancy should be short, but long.
Mine is about pregnancy.
Yes.
Is it possible for a mother to be 5 months pregnant and not realizing it?
Especially the young mothers. I got a young maid, not even young. Okay, she was young, but she had delivered before. She was a teenage mother who came to work for me. She left her baby home, and unfortunately she came pregnant, but she didn't know. How are you together? Because she thought she had just delivered. Then she gave herself that injectable, the depot injectable, after she had already conceived. So the pregnancy grew. My neighbors were telling me, but this girl is pregnant. I'm like, if she's pregnant, she will deliver, then go home. Then one day she told me, Auntie, this cancer in my abdomen is overgrowing. Now it has started moving. I'm like, I didn't have time. Instead of checking, do you know what I did? When I was coming from work, I bought needles, test tubes to take off blood to take and check which cancer is growing. But I was like, before I take off the blood, first go to the ultrasound scan and they confirm the type of cancer growing. She brought an ultrasound scan of 7 months pregnant. So, please, it does happen.
There is a situation when someone is pregnant, then the months for the delivery reach, and eventually it fails and it exceeds like more 2 months. What causes that?
If it's normal pregnancy, wrong dates, someone calculated wrongly. In most cases, it cannot exceed 2 months. Our exemption is always 42 weeks. Are we together? If it's 2 months, that means she didn't become pregnant until 2 months. Yes. Do you know, I told you not everyone that misses periods is pre. You can be psychologically expecting or wanting to become pre, and the moment you become stressed, you alter your physiological everything, starting from the hormones. The menses disappear, but when you're not what? Just change of environment takes away periods. Are you aware of that? For us, the women, we are aware. If you shift me from here and take me to UK, I might spend 6 months without pregnancy, periods, because of change of what? Change of diet, change of periods, psychological stress. That's why a woman who does not become who has failed to become pregnant will even not become pregnant because she's stressed. So you're bringing hormonal imbalance. So So that in that process, she thought she was pregnant. Then lucky enough, she becomes pregnant and she continues along the way. Post-dates doesn't go past 42 weeks. I want to conclude and we start the family planning topic. Can we start? Thank you. Family planning. So, what do we understand by family planning? Us who have used it. Anyone who has used, even postina is family planning, even condom is family planning, even withdrawal method is family planning. We have us who have used.
Thank you.
Tell these ones who are virgins.
Adol Muju is my name. Family planning is a practice by sexually active couples to regulate or control the number of pregnancies or children to bear. Yeah.
He's giving his point of view. I'm coming to you to give us your own point of view. It's the same. Please, we want to hear that same. No, he's paraphrasing. Please paraphrase for the class, that couple.
Family planning. To me, it's
Barnabas, the class is not hearing.
family planning is spacing of children.
Barnabas is spacing children only. He's supplementing addition and subtracting on his answer.
Yeah, because there are some students even in campus who use condoms, who use emergency pills without even having kids. So it can't be about spacing.
It cannot be child spacing. I agree with you. I started planning for my family when I was 14 years. Is it true? Can it happen? Yes, I'm coming to you to explain.
For me, I think family planning is a practice of controlling a number of children one wants to have, and intervals, let me say time intervals between their birth and that's, 3 days of contraception.
All these answers are almost there. Oh, we are there.
Maybe answering your question.
Please, do.
Yeah, so you asked that you can plan for yourself while you're 14 years, right? Yes, you can start planning how many kids you have when you're 14 years. In so doing, there are various ways, like the use of condom, abstaining. So that's how you do it.
Do you know that family planning is a mindset? Who agrees with me? It's not. You're supposed to think about this. How many children do I want to have? When do I want to have them? With who? Or you just want to go with everyone and have children? Someone is here to take us through.
I think family planning can't be a mindset.
Why?
Yes, because most people, they get driven by other factors. They escape family planning.
Kati, if I come to the normal English, family is a family. Planning is to sit and plan for them. I put up my work plan, but I cannot do it as an individual. Someone should be there. So a couple comes. I agree with him. Are we together? You're supposed to sit and think as a couple. When? Are we together? Interval. How many? And the right? Are we together? So, the definition, kanjibalekere. Everyone defines family planning, the way they understand it. How is family planning useful to us? To the baby, to the mother, to the father, to Uganda, to Museveni at large. Family planning to the baby. Try. We are starting with the baby.
Family planning to the baby. One, it helps the child be helped economically, like you can provide for the baby. Yes. Then to the mother is you get that time to agree on when the second child should come. And then to the guy, it also
Because the baby cannot agree when the second one should come. To the baby. To our baby. Please. How is family planning useful to the baby?
I think family planning is important to the baby in a way that the baby can easily get emotional and equal parental care.
Yes, to the baby. We want to wind up with advantages of family planning.
It gives enough time for the baby gets enough time of breastfeeding. Yes.
Okay, when they breastfeed well, what happens?
They grow well.
Your baby is not going to get diarrhea frequently. Your baby is not going to fall sick 24/7 because it's well nourished. The best food for the baby is breast what? P3 answer. Breast milk. It is fully. It's the best food. If men should tell us, because at least they've tested this food. Let me go to these men who have tested and they tell us about that breast milk. I'm going to go to the recent hot mugore in the house. Mugore. Breast milk. Yeah? You're pretending not to be with the class. We wanted you to give us the answer about breast milk because you're the people who take our breast milk. You share with the babies. Not so. So, the baby is going to grow well. Your baby is not going to fall sick 24/7. Are we together? You're not going to be in and out of the hospital. In that way, we are saving what? Money. Not so. We are saving as parents because I'm not treating. Not so. So I'm saving some money and psychologically I'm not stressed. You'll see that mothers who are breastfed, they look good and the babies look good because of the less psychological what? Stress, physically and emotionally and economically. Breastfeeding to the mothers. Let me look for the mothers in the house. How is it going to benefit us, the mothers in the house? Family planning. When you use family planning as a mother, how do you benefit?
Family planning helps the mother to space the babies and the babies to look good.
And the babies to look. She has compromised everything. Mother, baby, she's about to bring in father.
Well, I think family planning helps the mother to create that bond between her and the baby.
Anyway, for both, to mothers in the house, family planning. Why do we use family planning?
I think it helps a mother prevent like those multiple pregnancies.
Good. Why family planning? We are going to avoid unintended what? Pregnancies. We have what we call the twos. The what? The twos. There are 4 twos. Not the number 2. This one, 2. Too many. Too what? Too early, ye inano soka. Eno wasembayo too late. Too many, too early, too... There is the 4th one of interval. We shall come to it if you don't know. But we are preventing unwanted what? Pregnancies. That's why we are using what? If you're not ready, please don't become pregnant. What happens if you're not ready? You're going to conduct unsafe what? Abortions. Are we together? We're going to end up having you dead as a mother. Because you're conducting what? An abortion. Because you didn't intend to become what? Pregnant. Are we together? So apart from the... actually, that is where the life of family planning started from. We are preventing the maternal death. even family planning in children is preventing the early mortalities, in infant mortalities. Are we together? Because if you're having too many, this one is not breastfed, this one is sick, they're going to die before they make 1 year. And are we together? You, the mother yourself, you're going to die. And the reason as why family planning came up was majorly to prevent maternal what? Death. Which is a big mortality. Maternal mortality is something too big in our country. We are trying to reduce the maternal mortality. So far we've reached 334 per 100 live birth. Every mother, that out of 100 mothers, 100,000 live birth, at least we have 100. If there are 100,000 live birth, at least 334 mothers are dying. So we want to reduce that. And that's why we have family planning on board. Family planning to the fathers. The fathers in the house, how do you benefit when we use family planning?
Family planning helps us. Sometimes when your wife is having many babies, she doesn't have time for you like a father.
I'm the father in the house. How are you going to benefit for you not wanting time for? You don't give us time and you want us to give you time.
Family planning reduces wastage of resources.
I agree with that. Any other? And if you save the resources, then what?
Like planning for the family. Yeah, planning for the future of the kids. How you're going to take them to school, cater for them.
In the long run,
yeah.
You're creating an enabling environment at what? At home, a happy family. The children are going to grow happy, the father is happy, the mother is happy, and everything is moving on well. Huh? The fathers, the resources are going to be in the pocket. The baby is not falling sick. You're not overspending on education because you have too many on feeding. Are we together? Hospital expenses are reduced. How does family planning benefit us at large as a country? Sorry? The population is reduced. As a country, how do we benefit how do you benefit when I use family planning?
It regulates the population of the country and the resources can easily be supplied among the people.
When you go to the hospital, you'll find what? Panadol, because it will be enough. Most of us complain that when I go to a hospital, I only find what? Panadol. Your hand was up.
Yeah, mine is kind of similar to hers because what I wanted to say is that family planning eases, let me say, eases service delivery.
Yes. We are looking at service delivery, resource allocation, and so on and so forth.
It reduces dependency on the government.
Government dependence on
Government yatuyambe.
Government yatuyambe. Ne government tujikendezaako okubeera ku donor funding because it can accommodate us. Not so. Okay. Okay, yes, sir. The last one, and go to the types of family planning. I'm not projecting. This is the normal thing.
Family planning helps in financial security.
Financial security of the country.
Of a country, yes.
And of the family. Thank you. The advantage of family planning, I'm not repeating any. You've given me all. Are we together? It benefits the baby, the mother, the father, the community, and the country. Not so? So, we have types of family planning. We have the natural methods and the artificial methods. The artificial methods, we are going to call them modern scientific or modern methods. What should we call them? Modern methods of family planning. So, the natural methods, I believe someone who took you through menstruation took us through, not so? Which natural methods do you know, apart from withdraw? Because apart from withdraw.
Abstinence.
Abstinence. You're like me. From the time I'm abstaining.
The safe days.
Safe days. You're going to take us through.
Someone told me breastfeeding, but breastfeeding.
But currently, no. Yes, it is, but currently it's failing, I'll say, because of the other environmental factors around us. Those days it used to work when the mothers could sit at home with their babies, their kakundi together. At 7, she's breastfeeding. 7:30, she's breastfeeding. 8, she's breastfeeding. Currently, I breastfeed at 6. I come back at 6 in the evening. That is not breastfeeding method. As long as you're breastfeeding frequently, more than 8 times a day, and your periods don't return, that is the breastfeeding method. But the way we are breastfeeding, it does not work. Are we together? Because you breastfeed in the morning, at lunchtime, you come back after 3 weeks, you're pregnant. That means the method has failed. The other natural method, and we go to the artificial ones. That day someone mentioned them. Who has heard of moon bead? Unfortunately, I didn't carry one. However, the one emphasis I can put on your natural methods, if I'm to use a moon bead, if I'm to use safe days, if I'm to use, are we together? Breastfeeding, abortion. Let me come back to you before you divert me from what I was going to say. So I was going to say that for me to use natural methods, my partner should be very supportive, and we should agree. If I'm to use safe method and moon bead, I should have a stable what? Cycle. Are we together? 28-day cycle. If it's not, don't use. You're going to become what? Pregnant. Are we together? And don't come to me to teach you safe days alone. Come with your partner. Because it's going to reach day 8. You're telling your partner not to have sex for him. He wants what? Sex. But he should be able to bend to the laws of safe days. Day 14, terijikwatako. Operation hakuna kombia. For 5 days, from 7th to 15th, no nothing. Are we together? No touching, itajikwata. So you should come with your partner if you want to follow the safe days. If you're to use moon beads are safe days, but we are using a bead to guide you. It's a round bead that has 30 days on it. We marked with red, red to show you that you've reached the danger what? Period. Please abstain. Black shows and white, please go. Oh, when you reach that white bead, it shows that you're safe. Have sex. Are we together? I didn't carry the moon bead. I forgot to ask it from someone who gave me methods. Please do.
Doctor, I have a question. I have my friend. She told me for her.
On your behalf.
Okay, she told me for her, after having sex, she do the cleaning of her V, then she doesn't get pregnant, and that's what she's using.
That means it's not she's in safe days. It's safe days. You cannot clean the sperms in the uterus. When I have sex, not all the sperms enter inside. I only need one sperm, and it has gone. The rest will have to come out. Are we together? Only one bullet like this is needed. These 2,000, the other 1 million plus should come out. They always come out. So the cleaning is for her psychological cleaning, not for becoming what? That means by the time she meets with a man, she's in her safe days. Are we together? Cleaning has nothing to do with pregnancy. Okay, where are we? Safe days, done. Anything else about safe days? Please, we've understood. Use safe days when you come with your partner. Use safe days when you sit and agree, count your days together. Safe days that you're using a calendar what? Method. If you don't want, abstain. Are we together? As you abstain, know that we have HIV. As you don't abstain and use safe days, know that we have HIV and AIDS and other STIs. So the natural methods don't prevent us from getting other STIs. Okay, the modern methods. Under the modern methods, we are going to have two groups. The hormonal Alan, willing password. So we have the hormonal and non-what? Hormonal. Alan is going to take us through the demonstration of condom what? Condom use. Both female and male. Me, I'll take you through the rest of the methods. That is, under the non-hormonal, we have the barrier methods. Those are the condoms, the diaphragm, and so on and so forth. But not everything is available in Uganda. Then, the hormonal ones, where we have the injectables, I'll start with emergency pills. That's what you use most. Then we have the injectables. That is your next wish. Then we have implants. You've heard about them? Have you seen them? Then we have IUD. So we have under the barrier, we have the physical barriers where we have the condoms, the diaphragm, the vaginal sponges, and then we have the chemical barriers where we have the creams, the suppositories. These ones, I'm just going to show you the pictures because for some of them we don't have them. The condoms you're going to see, currently we have different versions, different colors. What suits you is what you use. So we have spermicides. These are chemicals. You can put it in the diaphragm. It kills, like the word spermicide, it kills what? The sperm. Then this is this is the diaphragm. And within the diaphragm, they put the spermicide. It's like liquid. It's like a gel. So the moment you have sex, because you insert the diaphragm into the female genitalia, I'll not take us through. Then when you have sex, the spermicide is going to kill the sperm. But still, the sperm is going to be trapped by the diaphragm, not to proceed where it's supposed to be. Before I start mine, Alan should take us through the barriers. Then me, I'll come with the simple ones. Because majorly what we need at our level is to understand condom use, not so? And then peer educators, I expect us to, when you become my peers and peer providers, you're going to be providing pills, provide condoms, and give the short-term Sayana. Then for these others, we're supposed to just understand and refer. Are we together? However, let Alan take us through the demonstration of condom use. Me, I don't know because I've never used. You told us we are all virgins.
I've also never used them. Yeah? I come to the DC. Hi everyone, how are you? Are we all okay? Yes? We stretch a bit, then we go into the condom demonstration. Is it that okay? Is that okay? Yeah? Yeah, okay, let's stand and we stretch a little bit. Our energizer this week. And Lina Liwa. Lina Soko Just anything that, that is going to involve. You can, yes? No, not necessarily the music. You can bring the jumping and all that.
Guys, let's. Can I have your attention? Hello. Hello. Hey. Okay, we are going to jump. Hey. Jump. Jump, jump. I like it. Jump, jump. Okay, can they see me? Bintu byakwekaza. Guys, it's okay, I will do it. Guys, let's jump. I jump, you follow. Okay, guys, let's jump. Let's jump 5 times. 1, 2, 3, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do our legs like this. Follow the instructor. All right, I think Mtula can have your seats.
Okay, thank you, Lina. We can take our seats. Hello. Okay, so the question is, who has ever seen a condom? Who has ever seen a condom? Yes, who has ever seen a condom? Who has ever seen a condom? Just saying it. Who has ever used a condom? Huh? Okay, you people. Okay, I understand that those ones who use the condoms as balloons. They used to blow in air and then they play with them. Yeah? He also did that. He used to pour water. But then when I talk of who has ever used the condom, I mean when you're using it in the rightful way. The rightful way, that is when you're doing sexual intercourse. Yes, that's the rightful way. So who has ever used the condom? Good. Okay, I see the numbers are reducing. Okay, who has ever had a misconception about a condom? Good. So if you're okay, I'm going to pick randomly those ones who have raised their hands. They're going to tell us some of the myths and misconceptions they've had about condoms. Is that okay? And I will tell you a reason why at the end of the session.
All right. Hello once again. Bana mutuwa ku vibe. Muvamu energize and something. Eh? All right. Hello. Hey. All right. For me, the misconception I think I had, they told me that government condoms teziba well lubricated. That's what I heard. So they were telling me that Kiss condoms and other flavors and other types of condoms are well lubricated. That's why I desist from not using. Okay, from telling people to use government condoms.
Okay, that's a myth, or it could be true. but he used that terminological word of lubricated. Do you all know, do you all understand the lubrication he's talking about? Yeah? You understand the lubrication he's talking about? Good enough. Okay. When it comes to lubrication, yes, the UG condoms, some people will complain they are not lubricated enough and all that stuff. We have extra lubricators. Do you all understand that? Did you all know that we have extra lubricators? Okay, there was another myth and misconception here. What have you heard about condoms?
For me, what I heard is that if you use condoms during sex, it's not sweet. In quotes, tebalya sweet mumpapula.
Okay, thank you. They said tebalya sweet mukavera, sicho? Okay.
Yeah, I had like condoms may cause cancer.
Yes, hello, morning. Yeah, I heard that some condoms get off quickly, like they can get off quickly and...
Okay.
I have a friend, he's a sheikh. He told me for us in our religion, we don't allow the use of, okay, not allow, but it's not advisable to use condoms.
So you can, you also had something? You can listen to that. Everyone has their own suggestions or all their own thoughts when it comes to condoms.
For me, they used to tell me that condoms, if you are in that process and you be that fast, that it can slip up and it goes inside. So I'm a man of speed, so trust me, I suffered a lot. I was scared.
Thank you all for your submissions. So, okay.
I also heard that people who use condoms are the same as murderers because they kill people, unborn children.
Thank you. So, have you all had the conversation in the room? These are the things you're going to find in the field. People are going to tell you, fete tukosa condom lwakuba if you use a condom, oliro otya sweet mukavera. You understand? They're going to tell you, when you use a condom, you've murdered. Is it true? When you use a condom, you've murdered? Is it true when you use a condom, you've murdered? Okay, those ones who have used the condoms, is it true when you use the condom and the speed is fast, the condom goes into the... Okay. Some of these are true, most of these are false. You understand? Most of these are false, some are true. But what you have to understand is when you're using a condom, you're going to have 100% sure, you're going to be 100% sure that you're not going to contract any STD or STI. You understand? But that's when you use it appropriately though. Then another thing, you're going to be 100% sure that there is not going to be anything like an unwanted pregnancy or unplanned before pregnancy if you use it in the right way. You understand? So that's why I'm here. We are going to see how can we use the condoms in the right way. Do you know that there is a way that is right and the way that is not right, how you can use a condom? Anyway, first, let me ask a question. Is there anyone who feels bad to hold a condom? Is there anyone who will feel bad to hold a condom? Please, share amongst yourselves. Okay, you can have as many as possible. Good. Share amongst yourselves, at least one each person should get. Everyone, I think, let everyone have a piece of a condom. Let everyone have a piece of a condom, please. All right. So, have you seen your? I hope everyone has a condom. Is that right? Everyone has a what? Everyone has a what? But let us study this condom. When you get a condom, what do you check on it first? First thing. Wanji? And what is the expiry date on these ones? Some are saying it's already expired, some are saying it's still on. Eh? Wanji? October 2023. That's the expiry date of this condom. So, one thing I'm going to tell you. Hello? Okay. One thing I'm going to tell you is, the first thing you have to do is to check the expiry date of the condom. Why? I hear a why question. Who knows why we have to check the expiry date of the condom as the first thing? A new hand. I need a lady. Please, ladies, muliwa. Abakazi muliwa mutukoze echi. Good.
Okay, now for the expiry date, it's like food. Can you eat something expired? It will definitely harm you, you get. And mind you, it might be having holes like in it because it's already expired.
Thank you very much. She says it could be having a hole if it is expired, yes?
They say balloons never expire. How comes the condom expires? How does that come that a condom expires?
All right, thank you for your question. He's asking a question, how come condoms expire yet they say balloons or rubber doesn't expire? They have lubricants in them. So when the lubricants, when they are making them, they stipulate a specific period when the lubricant is still active. You understand? And remember, the more it is covered in a latex, in a cavera, and it becomes expired, then that means it can easily break or it can have damages. That's why I say, when you use a condom, you are 100% sure there is no pregnancy or STD, such as STDs like AIDS and all those other related stuffs. But when you use them effectively, how do you open this? You're going to find people in the field who tell you, "Okalumako no gulao shagera." How do you open this? Remember, that is, you're going to open it at the other dangerous time when the other time when you have to fasten up everything. How do you open up this?
I think Aisha. I think for this shift. All right, it's not like I know much about this, but for me what I think is that I think instead of using our teeth, we could use our hands and we just tear some small part from this, like this is a square. So we remove this thing first and open carefully. And that's what I think. Like, for example here, I will just tear this part, but our instructor will correct us.
All right, thank you. Yes, he's correct. When you observe very well your condom, there is the other rough stuff, and the rough side with some kind of triangular substance, and then the smooth side. You understand? When you try using the smooth side, it's going to be hard. When you try using the smooth side, it's going to be hard. But when you use this side with the triangular format, the rough side, you're going to tear it easily. So I hope everyone has opened his or her condom. Huh? Use the rough side. Tear. Yes. Cause some mine. Yes. You have to tear it. So, just a moment. We are going to share amongst ourselves this. Yes? But please. Jango nyambeko. Yeah, it's good. So, these are plastic dildos. Please, don't take them for your... You have to make sure you bring them back. Hassan, this side doesn't have... So let me ask you one question. I'm going to rephrase the question that Uncle B asked last week. A man and a woman, who has to keep the condoms? Wanji? A man and a woman who has to keep the condoms? Okay. A man and a woman who has to put it on? A man and a woman who has to put it on? Wanji? So that's why we are making sure that everyone has a dildo, because you never know where you're going to go. You're going to find that there is this young man who is going to, and he's not going to be aware, or he's not going to be able to put it on by himself. So you're going to help him out. So,
on the question you asked, on a man and a woman who has to keep the condoms, I think it's a man. A woman cannot keep the condoms. Women are not trusted to keep condoms. Yes, that is it.
Have you heard his argument? He has an argument that women are not trusted to keep the condoms. Is that true? They might give your condoms to another man, yes?
Can I ask a question? During sex, can a man and a woman wear the condom at the same time when they're having sex?
Okay, that's a good question. She's asking, during sex, we also have the female condoms, right? Yes, after this, we are going to call in a person to demonstrate how we put on a female condom. But before that, she's asking, can both the man and the woman put on the condoms? Like the man puts on a condom and then the female puts on the condom. You're saying yes? Wanji? Good. So you see, this is what you're going to find in the people. You're going to find a person telling you, nze condom emu ndoza temala. Ochitegeera? You understand? Someone is going to tell you condom emu temala. Either I'm going to put on 2 condoms as a man, or I'm going to put on a condom and then let the lady also put on the condom. But that's not true. Do you know why? This is latex. This is rubber. You understand? Also, the female condom is also rubber. You understand? What happens when rubber rubs on another rubber? There is a lot of friction and then it tears in the long run. So that means when a lady puts on a condom and also the gent puts on the condom, they're going to break our ogendo sanganti. And you're like, but we used the condoms just because you wrongly used this. So you have to use it in the rightful way. How do you use it in the rightful way? I'm going to demonstrate, or can we get someone to demonstrate for us? I will prefer a lady. Can we get a lady to demonstrate for us how to put on this? You want to try? Please, kindly. Come and show us.
Okay, so this is our condom, and right. So you're going to get it out like this, kind of. Okay, so this is the condom, and then I'm going to put it on the penis, like this. Are you seeing? Yeah. So this is how it will look like.
Thank you. There is someone who is saying no, she has missed a step, and the person is a giant. I think, please, kindly come and show us. Yes, that's true. Come and show us.
Right. This is the condom when it is out. You all have it out, right? So when you're putting it on for a guy and it comes in, you're supposed to hold the top as well, so that you have that space of whereby if it is to pour, like, you know, friction, you guys are doing it right. Then to pours, should make sure that space is there so that when you're removing it, it does not pour out automatically. Because if it remains open, there's a possibility that it may not collect at one point. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So, have you understood what he has explained? He says when you're putting it on, please you leave wheels. When you're putting it on, please you have to leave that space on top. Let me see. Let's put them on. Let's put them on.
Maybe something you're forgetting is that you should be fully erect.
Okay. He also has a reminder that before you put it on, that thing has to be fully erected. You understand? You cannot put it on when it's not erected. Let me see who has put on, who has put it on. Now, when you're putting it on, it has two sides. It has the outer side and the inside side. How do you identify the outer side and the inside side? There is a side that rolls and a side that doesn't roll. Space, not space. Whatever tiny dildos, you can share, please. Yes. So have you seen that? So okay. So we are time bound. Let's finalize that. Who has? So one thing you have to know, there are those do's and don'ts that you don't have to do when it comes to condom use. First thing, when you get the condom, check the expiry date, and please let this be responsibility for both the man and the woman. Then don't use their teeth to open it. Why? You may try using the teeth and by mistake you pinch it or pierce it and it gets a hole, and that's going to be the end of you. Then don't fully use the condom. You have to leave some space. That space is going to trap the sperms when the man ejaculates. If you don't leave the space, then it's going to be difficult. Then after using the condom, you have to dispose it off. There was an argument of one man who got a lady pregnant just because they didn't dispose of their condom properly. So in around 2 minutes, I'm going to call in Mercy Agava to give us a short demonstration of how we can use a female condom.
Even these ones I distribute.
Yeah, you can distribute
Yeah,
them.
there are few. for me some pics. Work with fine some pics.
And dispose well. Don't throw everywhere. They will become balloons for our children.
And even the soil.
Proper disposal. Environmental degradation. Not so?
Okay, good morning, everyone. So I'm going to... Alan, do you have a female dildo? You don't have a dildo? Yeah.
Alan,
I have the condom.
We have to go for breakfast.
Okay, I'm going to be very fast. So, a female condom also belongs to the barrier methods we have. Okay, thank you for that. So, a female condom is also a barrier method that is used for family planning, and it is used, yes? Okay. And it is used by the females. So, just like the male condom, before using a female condom, one, check the expiry date. I know that time you'll be in a rush, but please check the expiry date. Check that this paper has no tear. Then you can be able to use it. So, like the male condom, you're going to open your condom. So a female condom looks like this. So this is how it looks like. It has two like oval-shaped things. So this is the ring, which is going to be inserted through the vagina. Okay? So you open it very well. Ensure that you're comfortable. Like you get a comfortable surface you're going to put. Most times you can lie. Lithotomy position, like back down, the legs up together, or you can like maybe step somewhere, your leg up. Then this ring, you're going to fold it into a shape of like 8. Something like this. The females, are we together? Even the males, you can help your... Are you seeing how I've done this apart, like into a shape of 8? Then you are going to slowly, top up, like comfortably, through the vagina. You are going to pass through the vagina and put it as highest as possible. Then, of course, you let it free. So in the vagina, in the opening of the cervix, it will be something like it will lie like something like this. Let me say this is the cervix. It will be like this. It will be a barrier method. So that even if the man ejaculates in you, the sperms will just go through this and they'll be stuck there. Are we together? And remember, choose a female condom. You use it from the start of sex. I've seen some people, they first do a kosamanya foreplay, then you put it. No. It has to be at the start. Because remember, a man even has what they call pre-ejaculation. That current sperm can bring you a hala, you get. So make sure it is from the start of the sex. Okay? And it is used once. So after your round, you have, in case you're going for the second round, make sure you get another. Are we together? Any questions?
Okay, 1 condom, 1 round, male, female. 2, a female condom you can insert before sex. If I expect my husband to come home at 11, I can insert at 10. I wait for him. I'm not certain. Yes. Are we together? You insert prior to the act and wait for the guy to come and enter.
Then for women who you don't trust your lubrication very well, there are always those extra lubricants that they provide. Please apply, so that during that time, it does not get torn, in case you don't trust your lubrication well.
Okay.
But as well, it has its own lubricant.
If this is my cervix, the moment I insert this thing inside there, it will stick there. So this man will enter through here. Are we together? No, you don't want to go for breakfast. Hey, we finish this interesting thing. So, are we together? So this is my cervix closed. It has created a barrier and the guy has done what? Entered. So the guy will ejaculate where? There. Are we together? Insert before you start sex. You can insert as you're going to Kabalagala here is near. You insert your condom and go with it to Kabalagala. How do you remove? You just put on this and come back. Because now you don't need a fig of 8. The fig of 8 helps you to insert. But when you drink it up this thing, you really and locks off the surface. So I enter, the man comes out, I remove my coat.
Legal activity. No, like the sex. Can't this thing go inside? Like, enter a woman's.
I don't know. The beautiful hand is elastic, but as you enter, it's kind of those rubies are contracted. They cannot allow it. They can't allow it fall.
Is it the labias to hold the?
No, the rubies of the vagina. Those big raggedy walls of the vagina. Okay? They are rugged. They are the way they are like.
Right. My question. The situation that people do have sex in the dark.
In the dark?
Yeah, in the dark.
In the dark.
So, like, who's having sex in the dark? Can't the guy, like, when he's inserting, can't it enter inside?
What you're trying to do, what if the penis is that huge?
There is no penis that can happen in the surface. There is no penis which can open. I always tell my women when I'm if your penis was that long, penetration through me, I would be feeling you in the abdomen. I would be feeling you in the head. I don't get it. Then I would tell my man, when I become pregnant, I cannot then have sex because the moment we have sex, we will be touching the leg of the baby. Your penis cannot open my cervix. My cervix, the only thing that opens the cervix is labor contraction. Only. What causes condom to get stuck in a woman's vagina? It's majorly male condom. Alan explained to us, the moment you don't leave this space, the advantage of this space, and so this one. And like Musao told us, if you feel you're too dry, please put lubricant in yourself to ease the process, because this thing and your body are going to rub and cause that hot friction, so it can pull off. Are we together? Then if you don't leave this space to accommodate the pressure, are we together? It can easily slip off, because you're not giving room for. Please ask us who don't use condoms, they are chasing me. They have chased me. Please ask. They don't want to go. Please.
The question is, now you're talking about women without lubricants. This female condom is somehow complicated. Now, there are women, let me say, Westerners. Now, if she has too much lubricants, can she swallow the condom?
Wait. Let me first get another question. That one is too hard for me.
Okay, my question is, I wanted to ask if a lady is a virgin and then they're inserting that condom, does it still break their hymen?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Finished? Go for break. The other no friends, me I failed to answer. That question is too hard for the teacher. But we actually prefer having lubricant to lubricate the condom. There is nothing like too much. Like washing it out. You cannot, that water cannot wash out before you start sex. And when you start sex, the thing is there to keep the thing there. Please go for breakfast.